Hey, I'm Tyler. I'm here with Tom, Studi, and Jimmy. They're a part of the Norristown Citizens in Action, and these guys are the people who will remodel homes, do demolition, they do all work like that to better homes in Norristown. Can you explain this a little bit for me, Tom?
Sure. Thanks, Tom.
You welcome. You got messed it up.
So we're working on a real estate cooperative. First of all, that's going to make jobs for people in this community. So we want to take existing houses and rehab them and pay people in the neighborhood to do so. And in turn, make rent a little more affordable for people, first of all. But more importantly, make home ownership accessible for people. So that's what the cooperative does.
Okay, when you said like your jobs are available, so like is there like can you talk about maybe like an age limit or like the qualifications you have to maybe work with the program?
Sure. We want to say I got to know these guys almost.
Yeah. It was friends. That's my friend right there. It's like an uncle, Jimmy. Other than that, like he brought me in, so
To meet Tom.
you know what I mean, to meet Tom, and I met Tom. So we gotta work together, and we here right now. So hopefully it can keep on going. All right.
Yes, my name is Jimmy, and I'm working with these people right here, which is a beneficial thing for everybody in Norristown. And I think that I hope we can get more people interested in doing this situation. You know, what else can I say? I'm happy to do something for Norristown and for the people. I hope we can. I just hope things work out for all of us and for the borough.
You said you introduced the other guys. How did you like find out that you reach out to Tom? Tom reached out to
Well,
you.
it was just basically when I met Tom, we just happened to just like right here, like just meet, say hello. My name is Jimmy. My name is Tom, and he offered us, what was I doing through the week, and I wind up here today. But I'm happy that I had the opportunity of meeting Tom because I wasn't doing anything at that time. So I'm happy. I'm content. But I'm just wishing that we can really help the borough and help people that really need the help in ownership and rental. And thank you all for listening to me.
It's funny that like a program is like this because I was watching the news yesterday and like it said that out of like Pennsylvania it had Norristown and like two other communities that like struggle or like people live in like struggling neighborhoods or struggling houses and like they live in like high rate homes. And it's funny that this program's here to help the community because like that's not okay for like people that have to live in like homes that are sometimes not adequate and they have to pay like high rent or like they will never be able to own a home. So like living in a home, be able to take care of their family, work a job, then be able to live. Hopefully the rent will lower. It will benefit a family's. Yeah, it will benefit the community a lot. And can you tell us how this program? I don't want to see how it started, but like who's like the founder of it, sort of in a way.
Sure. You could say the community is basically the founder of this. And if you don't mind, I got a message for the high school students too.
Okay.
So congratulations to the people who are graduating and our best wishes moving into the future. Wanted to also say for those of you not decided to go to college at this point, whether you're graduating or you got a couple more years ahead of you, before you think about $200,000, whether you're going to borrow that money or you got that money in the bank already, think about buying a house with that. And think about, instead of going into debt, what if you could learn what you're going to learn in school on the job where you're making money already? And maybe if that's a little too much, think about the room and board. What if instead of the room and board, you're paying $10K a year, and then at the end of 4 years, you had nothing to show for it? What if you owned a house? So those are some of the things we're thinking about into the future. We're thinking about those kinds of ideas and looking around at people unable to afford a home, even afford the rent, unable to make ends meet, even with a college degree, thinking about the college degree, shackling people up. And that's kind of what started this idea.
Okay. Wow. That's really interesting. I'm a graduating senior in a couple weeks, so that is something to think about. Definitely to pay into mind. But can y'all talk? I want to talk about your first home that you're working on.
Sure. So the first home is complete, which is exciting. It's about 800 square feet. It used to be a tailor shop, and we've built it to be basically a studio apartment and then a home office or a maker space. So it's kind of artistic in its approach. Love to hear these guys' opinions of it. But that was basically done through crowdfunding. In other words, went to friends and family and said, hey, I could go to the bank and pay them 5% interest, or I could pay you 5% interest. In other words, we could pay ourselves, this community, 5% interest, so that you're getting a better return than a savings account. You got more security than the stock market, and I get to build my house. So we're trying to keep the money inside the community instead of like this leaky bucket where the money goes outside.
So I think the first house is your home, right? So how do you feel like you're about to have? Is this going to be your first house? Okay, so you want to talk about that or anything?
So the first house was small. Now we're working on a 3-story, pretty big house. It's got a lot of space. And in the long run, back to, I guess, the story. I didn't make this super clear. I always looked at this like a community house. And I'm like essentially, I live there and I'm an owner of it. But I look at it like the community essentially owns this. And technically other people do own it with me. So I'm almost like, the test dummy for this whole system. Now when we get this bigger house going, there's going to be more space, more opportunities for people to plug in. But that's the idea. Find out who's interested, and we come to the table together and work out what the details are going to look like.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I already asked that question. So if you got your home, these guys y'all probably going to soon get your own place too. You're going to be able to build up.
We can follow. But at the same time, from when I grew up on that block, so from what I seen, it's totally different. You know what I mean? His house is totally different. So, I mean, from me growing up, honestly, playing in that backyard, all that, and then looking at it now, his house that he live in, so, I mean, it's a big difference. And for my first time ever going in there, it's a change. It's a big change. And I remember when that house was a cleaner's. Back in the day, I was like 70s or whatever. So, I mean, like, it's a big difference. Like, it's a big difference. And what he doing is right. So, I mean, I'm accepting it. I'm here with him to the end, however it lasts. So, I mean, I'm here.
You were saying some other things about the house he just built on.
Well, basically, it's the house itself. I mean, I came to Norristown in '69, and like the house he's staying in at this time, it was a hairdresser's, but it was a place, you know what I mean? That somebody can live in, because it was no one there at one time, you know what I mean? But the potential would help the borough, you know what I mean? All these homes that are around here today that are empty, they need to be built up. You know what I mean? Just like a store. You know what I mean? Where's the revenue? I mean, but the basic thing is through Habitat and Humanity. Okay. Habitat is a great organization under Carter. And since then, I'm with it because it helps the people, especially low-income people, and it will help people that are trying to get ahead for home ownership. You know? So we'll take it one day at a time and see what happens.
All right. Well, once again, I'm here with Tom my fault. What is it again? Scooty. My fault. Tom, Scooty, and Jimmy, and these are the guys that will be helping rebuilding homes. They're a part of the Norristown Citizens in Action. Through Habitat.
They started it, and now we're taking it over.
Okay.
We're handing it off.
All right. So that's what's up.
We're mixing together.
Yeah, they're supporting. They definitely support.
Yeah, for Habitat for Humanity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're a great organization. Sure. I mean, I don't mind passing that on. to the borough. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of that work going on around here. You got to share that with people. You know what I mean? They are. They're a very good organization.
Yeah, so
And he's, associated with it. And you
so,
with me?
yeah, definitely. So that wraps up this interview. Definitely tune in. You'll probably see these guys working around town, working on homes that maybe you could own one day.
The smell of coffee or what? I think that's hot chocolate, actually.
It's hot chocolate. It's actually our camera woman, Sam's. We gotta have that product placement in here.
For sure, we got using the video. The frappe, what's that? Got a frappe, latte?
It's just iced coffee.
I don't know anything about like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a fan of it, but
It's okay, but see, Tyler got a bagel here. That's the great thing about Tim Shell. There's so much you can get even if you're not a coffee lover.
correct. I love the bagels. The bagels. I got like a vegan cream cheese.
It's veggie cream cheese.
Keep messing that up, but it's all good though. It's all good.
But yeah, that's it. That's end of this week's episode. We're coming to the end, Tyler. I think we're gonna have like one episode left before we graduate.
Yeah, guys. I don't know. I think we might have been the best host that y'all have witnessed or experienced here, but I don't know. Y'all can let us find out.
I know. I think we've been good. I'm gonna be really sad. It's been 2 years that I've been
I'm
hosting.
definitely gonna miss doing this with my co-host Cameron, and she's had multiple people that tried to take my spot, but it's okay because none of them has fulfilled it.
Yeah, it's always Tyler at the end of the day. So, oh well.
Well, yeah, we're gonna head back on the road, and go back to somewhere else that we're probably gonna do a filming at. So let's get to that, Kim.
So once again, thanks to Tim Shell, and let's